The sound wasn't a roar, it was a death rattle. Deep inside the cast aluminum heart of the Japanese giant's most important American gamble, a microscopic shard of metal, no larger than a grain of sand, began to dance. It was January 14th, 2024, inside a spotless engine facility in Alabama, and that single piece of machining debris was about to cost Toyota Motor Corporation $2.8 billion. This isn't just a story about a bad engine or a recall. This is the forensic anatomy of a corporate catastrophe that threatens to dismantle the reputation of the most trusted brand on Earth. You are listening to the sound of the Kaizen philosophy suffocating under the weight of modern complexity. For decades, the Toyota Tundra was the unkillable object, the million-mile hero, the truck that laughed at the concept of planned obsolescence. It was boring, it was thirsty, and it was virtually immortal. But in the boardrooms of Toyota City, a decision was made that would haunt the company for a generation. Kill the V8. The legendary 5.7-liter I-Force V8 was dragged out back and shot, replaced by the technologically superior, yet fatally flawed, V35 AFTS twin-turbo V6. On paper, it was a masterpiece of thermal efficiency and torque curves. In reality, it was a ticking time bomb wired to the bank accounts of millions of American truck owners. We have obtained internal service bulletins and spoken to master technicians who describe a scene of absolute carnage inside the service bays. This isn't a simple sensor failure. This is main bearing seizure. This is short block replacement. This is the kind of catastrophic that leaves a $65,000 truck dead on the highway, family inside, with zero warning other than a sudden loss of power and the terrifying knock of a connecting rod trying to escape the engine block. The scandal lies not in the failure itself. Engineering is hard, and mistakes happen, but in the timeline of the cover-up and the staggering scale of the solution. When reports first started trickling in from early adopters of the 2022 and 2023 models, the forums were ablaze with denial. It's just a bad batch, they said. Toyota will fix it. But as the months rolled on, the numbers didn't stabilize, they climbed. 102,000 vehicles. Then more. The defect was traced back to the production process itself. Machining debris left inside the engine block during assembly. Think about that. The company that invented the Toyota production system, the gold standard of manufacturing cleanliness and precision, failed to clean the metal shavings out of their own flagship engines. These shavings circulated through the oil system, bypassing filters, embedding themselves into the soft metal of the main bearings, and grinding the crankshaft to a halt. It is a failure so fundamental, so elementary, that it defies belief. It is like a surgeon leaving a scalpel inside a patient, but doing it 100,000 times in a row. The financial implications are nuclear. Toyota has set aside nearly $3 billion to address this. That is not a repair budget. That is a war chest. They're not just fixing engines. They're replacing entire short blocks and, in many cases, entire engines. The logistics of this operation are a nightmare. Dealerships are overwhelmed. Parts are on backorder. Technicians are being pulled from lucrative maintenance work to perform complex, 40-hour engine swaps that pay a fraction of the book time. The ecosystem of the dealership service center is collapsing under the weight of these dead Tundras. And what are the owners? The loyalists who traded in their bulletproof 2018 Tundras for this new twin-turbo promise? They are left holding the bag of depreciation. The resale value of the third-generation Tundra is taking a hammer blow. Who wants to buy a used truck that might need a new heart before it hits 50,000 miles? The psychological damage to the brand is unquantifiable. Toyota tax was the premium we paid for peace of mind. We paid more for a Tundra because we knew it would start every morning for 20 years. Now that tax feels like theft. The silence from the top was deafening for months. The PR machine tried to spin it as a limited issue, but the recall notices tell a different story. A story of panic. A story of a rush to production. A story of a company trying to meet emissions standards and fuel economy targets at the expense of the one thing that mattered: durability. This connects to a darker trend in the automotive industry, where regulatory pressure is forcing manufacturers to squeeze more power out of smaller displacements, adding turbos, hybrids, and high-pressure fuel systems, pushing materials to their physical limits. Toyota was supposed to be the conservative holdout. They were supposed to be the ones who waited until the technology was perfect. By rushing the V35 AFTS into the Tundra without the decades of stress testing that defined the UR Series V8, they betrayed their own ethos. We are looking at the potential extinction of the reliable truck segment. If Toyota can't build a truck that lasts, who can? Ford is battling its own quality demons. Ram is phasing out the Hemi. The era of the simple, unbreaking workhorse is over, replaced by computers on wheels that require open-heart surgery before the warranty expires. The footage you are seeing now, rows of brand-new Tundras sitting and holding lots, engines stripped, cabs lifted, is not just a logistical hurdle. It is a graveyard of trust. Each one of those trucks represents a customer who believed in the badge. And now, let's talk about the fix. Swapping a short block is not like changing a tire. It involves lifting the cab off the chassis, disconnecting every fluid line, every electrical harness, every vacuum hose. It is major invasive surgery performed by technicians who are under extreme time pressure. The probability of secondary issues, loose grounds, pinched wires, fluid leaks, after such a repair is statistically significant. A truck that has had its engine swapped is never quite the same as a factory-sealed unit. The factory robots torque bolts with consistent precision that a human with an impact gun, working on a Friday afternoon, simply cannot match. This recall effectively turns 100,000 factory-built trucks into hand-assembled rebuilds. And the cost? $2.8 billion is just the line item for the repairs. It does not account for the lost sales, the lost loyalty, the lawsuits that are inevitably filing into courthouses across the country. We have seen class action suits forming, alleging that Toyota knew about the debris issue long before the recall was issued. If discovery in those lawsuits reveals internal memos acknowledging the defect while production continued, we are moving from incompetence to fraud. This is the Dieselgate of reliability. It is a breach of the unspoken contract between manufacturer and consumer. The timeline of the V35 engine development reveals a rushed integration. Originally designed for the Lexus LS 500, a luxury sedan that sees a fraction of the stress a full-size truck endures, the engine was adapted for the Tundra. But towing 12,000 pounds up a grade is different than cruising to the country club. The thermal loads, the sustained high-boost pressures, the sheer violence of truck duty exposed weaknesses that the sedan platform masked. The debris issue was the spark, but the complex design was the powder keg. Why were the oil galleys designed in a way that trapped debris? Why was the filtration system unable to catch it before it reached the bearings? These are questions that Toyota's engineers are currently screaming at each other in closed-door meetings in Aichi Prefecture. The implications ripple out to the Tacoma, the Sequoia, the Land Cruiser, vehicles that share architecture or philosophy with the Tundra. If the flagship falls, the fleet is vulnerable. Competitors smell blood in the water. Domestic manufacturers are already running ad campaigns, subtly highlighting their engine choices, capitalizing on the doubt creeping into the minds of Toyota loyalists. The irony is palpable. The American automakers, long mocked for their reliability issues, are watching the Japanese king of quality stumble over its own shoelaces. This is a pivotal moment in automotive history. It marks the end of blind faith in a badge. From this point forward, it's a Toyota is no longer a valid argument for purchase. It is a hypothesis that needs testing. As we peel back the layers of this $2.8 billion, we find not just metal shingles, but a systemic failure of leadership. The push for volume, the push for quarterly profits, and the push for rapid innovation eroded the slow, methodical culture that built the brand. They try to act like a tech company, moving fast and breaking things. Well, they succeeded. They broke the Tundra. And fixing it will take more than money. It will take a total cultural reset. Watch closely as we dissect the engine block, show you the scored bearings, and interview the owners whose dream trucks turned into nightmares. This is the autopsy of a reputation.